All right, today we're taking a huge journey, a journey to the very edge of what we know, all to figure out our place in this vast cosmos. And you know what? This whole adventure starts with something super simple, just looking up. I mean, it's a feeling we've all had, right? You're outside on a really clear night, you tilt your head back, and wow, you're just hit by the sheer scale of it all. That feeling, that sense of wonder, that's exactly where we're starting our story today.
It looks like the whole sky is just studded with these tiny diamonds. Some are super bright, others are a little dim, and most of them seem to be twinkling. But if you look really, really closely, you'll notice some of them don't twinkle at all. They just have this steady glow. So what's the deal with that?
Well, to figure that out, we've got to start with the basics. Let's break down what we're actually seeing from our little spot here on Earth. And here's the secret right here. It's all about the difference between stars and planets. Those twinkling lights, those are stars. They're these gigantic, blazing hot balls of gas making their own heat and light, kind of like our sun. But those steady, glowing lights, well, those are planets. And they don't make any light of their own. Nope, they're just reflecting light from a star, just like our moon does. So all these things we're talking about, the sun, the moon, all those stars and planets, they actually have a group name. We call them celestial bodies. It's just the official catch-all term for everything we see up there in that big, beautiful expanse.
Okay, so let's zoom in a little from that huge, vast sky and get to know our immediate celestial family. You know, the three bodies that have the biggest, most direct impact on our lives every single day.
And right at the center of it all, we have the sun. It's our closest star, and it is a colossal furnace of incredibly hot gases. I mean, it's so huge that its gravity is what holds our entire solar system together. And get this, even though it's about 150 million kilometers away, it's the ultimate source of pretty much all the heat and light we get here on Earth. Then, of course, there's our home, Earth. And it really does hold a super special place in the solar system. It's just unique. Why? Because it's got this perfect, really delicate balance of conditions for life. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's got water, and it's got air. And not just any air, but air with the oxygen we need to breathe. And you know, all that water is what gives our planet its signature look. When you see it from space, Earth is this absolutely stunning blue marble. It's no wonder it earned that beautiful and totally fitting nickname, the Blue Planet. And we can't forget our constant companion, can we? The moon. It's Earth's one and only natural satellite. You ever wonder why it looks so big and bright in our sky? It's simply because it's so much closer to us than anything else out there, just under 400,000 kilometers away, which is practically next door in cosmic terms. Okay, here's a really cool fact about the moon. You know how we only ever see one side of it? Well, here's why. It takes the moon about 27 days to orbit the Earth, and it also takes about 27 days for it to spin one time on its own axis. That perfect timing means the exact same side is always facing us. How cool is that? All right, so we've met our immediate neighbors. Now let's pull the camera back a bit and take a tour of the entire solar family, with the sun as the big boss at the head of the table. And our solar system is a pretty bustling place. You've got the sun, of course. Then there are 8 planets, all traveling in these fixed paths called orbits. They've got their own moons or satellites. And then there are countless other smaller things flying around, like asteroids and meteoroids. It's a busy neighborhood. Now, trying to remember the order of all 8 planets from the sun, that can be a little tricky. But here's a fantastic little trick to help you remember it. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Just remember, my very efficient mother just served us nuts. See? Simple, and it totally works. And when you look at the planets side by side, you really see how incredibly different they all are. I mean, look at this. You've got Mercury zipping around the sun in just 88 days with 0 moons. Then there's us taking our familiar 365 days with our 1 moon. And then you have a monster of a planet like Jupiter. It takes almost 12 times years to make 1 trip around the sun, and it has something like 53 moons. The variety is just wild. And besides the big guys, the planets, we've got all these smaller residents. Asteroids, for example, are these tiny rocky bodies that are mostly hanging out in a belt between Mars and Jupiter. And meteoroids, they're even smaller pieces of rock. And here's the cool part.
When one of them enters Earth's atmosphere, it burns up because of the friction and creates that amazing flash of light we call a shooting star.
Okay, deep breath. We're zooming out again. We're zooming past our familiar solar system and into the truly mind-boggling scale of our home galaxy.
You know, for thousands of years, people have used the stars to find their way. The patterns they saw in the sky, we call those constellations. And one star in particular is super useful, the North Star, or the Pole Star. It always stays in the same spot in the northern sky. And an easy way to find it is by using the two pointer stars in the Big Dipper, which is also known as Septarishi in ancient traditions.
So if you've ever been lucky enough to be somewhere really, truly dark, away from all the city lights, you might have seen this faint, whitish, glowing band stretching across the entire sky. That's not a cloud. That is the Milky Way galaxy. Our entire solar system is just one tiny, tiny speck inside of it. What you're seeing is the dense center of our own cosmic home. So what exactly is a galaxy? Well, it's a gigantic system of billions, that's billions with a B, of stars, plus massive clouds of dust and gas, all held together by gravity. In ancient India, people looked up and imagined this beautiful river of light flowing through the sky, and so they called it Akash Ganga. What a perfect name. And now for our final step. We're going to take the biggest zoom out possible to see where our own galaxy fits into the grand cosmic scheme of everything. The reality here is almost too big to even wrap your head around. Our vast Milky Way, with its billions and billions of stars, is just one of millions upon millions of galaxies that make up the known universe. I mean, it's a number so huge, it's almost impossible to really picture. Which brings us to one last really big question. Think about it. You are on a planet called Earth. The Earth is part of our solar system. Our solar system is just a tiny part of the Milky Way galaxy, which in turn is just one of millions of galaxies in the entire universe. So with all of that in mind, where do you fit in? It's a pretty big thought to carry with you, especially the next time you look up at the night sky.